Hello, awakened beings. Welcome to this channel. Here I do tarot and oracle readings to support you along your spiritual journey. If that interests you, feel free to check out any other content on the channel as well as interact with this video as you feel called to. This reading is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is general love messages, so it includes both singles and couples. Okay, so let's do it. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Love messages. Leo. Okay. So, Spirit just kind of showed me something inappropriate. So, I mean, intimate, I would say. So, we'll see what else the cards say. Okay. Five of Swords. Could be dealing with the Aries because Aries had this card as well. Or have Aries in your chart. Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and Justice. Somebody's holding on to, like I feel like somebody said something that they might regret. Like they could have been very harsh with their words. This could be you or another person. And I just feel like there's a grudge being held here. Five of Swords. Inner Temple. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, this really, whatever this person said or did, it really like struck a nerve and really like hit your heart space. Or, you know, change the energy how it applies, because, you know, you could have did something or said something to another person. But, yeah, this feels like a serious offense here. Leo, yeah. Yeah, there's a grudge here, a wound. And either you or the other person really is like, feels like this situation needs to be resolved. Somebody needs to come forward to make peace. But somebody here is very stubborn. Okay, Four of Pentacles. The Great Gathering, Justice. Could have to do with like a theft in some way for somebody in particular, not everyone. I'm trying to pick up more. Can you tell me more about this situation here? Four of Pentacles. Giving and receiving. Okay, yeah. Okay, so somebody's being stubborn, but it could have to do with like feeling like you gave more to the situation than they did, or, you know, vice versa. Because we have Mayat here, which is the scales of justice. There's the 42 laws of Mayat about being a good person. This is where the 10 commandments comes from. So there's 42 laws that are basically like, be a good person. And they're all the things that you do to keep your heart light as a feather, so that when you pass over and things complete, there's no regrets. Your heart isn't heavy. That's the whole point of the scales, you know. So anyways, so there's this manual, essentially, which are the 42 laws. Well, it's not a manual, but essentially the 42 laws tell you everything to do to keep your heart space clear and pure, so that you can just walk through with no regrets, everything be clear, you know, nothing on your conscience, everything's resolved. There's peace, ultimate peace in the heart, right? And if your heart doesn't have that, then it's heavier than the feather. That's the point. Um, and so, anyways, I explained all that because I just feel like, somebody's heart is very heavy because they're holding on to something in particular. And like I said, it feels like an offense because we have justice. And so somebody could have offended you severely, betrayed your trust, or vice versa. Um, or this could be a past wound if you're single, something like that. But it just feels like a situation completed because we have number 10 here as well, because somebody felt like they weren't giving what they were, or getting what they were giving. Someone was being very stingy or selfish. Just looking at the Four of Pentacles here, this person, it's almost like this is somebody who would rather, like, I don't know if you could say this on YouTube, but like basically die on a hill. And if you ever heard that expression, it's basically somebody who would rather go up on a hill, live their life all alone, rather than like just admit they were wrong. So essentially what I'm saying is there's somebody who like refuses to apologize, to refuses to take accountability for anything. And it honestly feels like they're suffering because of it. Like their stubbornness is causing them to suffer because they won't just acknowledge what they did or didn't do to make things right. And so we do actually have this Star Mother card. So if this person did this to you and is acting like this, then I feel like the Star Mother card is coming through. Of course, how can you mother yourself? So like, we don't need people's apologies or their confessions or anything for us to move on, because ultimately we can make peace within our own selves with the situation that happened. We can say, okay, I recognize that this is what happened. I learned from this and I can be stronger because of this, blah, 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 blah. And I release this situation. Spirit, I no longer let this person or this situation have control over my energy, over my emotions, and I release and take my power back, right? So stuff like that, as long as we wrap ourselves in that affirmation and our own love and comfort, then what we were giving comes back to us. We don't need somebody else to give us that comfort or affirmation or anything. We can give it to ourselves. Does it feel good when we get it from others? Yes, that's why we like enter relationships, because we like that partnership and companionship. Human beings, and we share the earth. We enjoy connection and interaction and stuff. But ultimately, all we need, is ourself and spirit. We don't have to get things from others because we are our own manifestors and creators. But anyways, the point is, I just feel like a situation has come to a close, but there's a lot of unresolved stuff here. And so what I feel Spirit is communicating to you is just to think about. So if this is you who, well, actually this is the card. If this is you who's been a little bit more stubborn, who's had the wall up, who's not taking accountability, XYZ, this could be your message of like, okay, what do you need to do to open up and offer that closure? What do you, how can you break down that wall so that you can make things right? Justice. Look at this person here. Look, there's this like big old ice queen, and then they've come to confront them with their weapons. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes we have to confront ourselves with like, hey, why are you being so stubborn? What has hurt you so severely that you're hurting this person because of that? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know who has done what. I'm just picking up on energy. So assign the roles as they resonate. But if you've got to take accountability, please do that. Acknowledge that. Face it. And then if it's the other person, then I would recommend not sitting around and waiting for them to do that. Just take care of yourself in the meantime, because sometimes apologies don't ever come, you know? Dang. Okay, I'm going to give y'all this card here. Okay. You got, am I on the right path? And look at that, it's all gold. You know, that's your sun card. All right, you got this yellow energy glowing right now. So, sometimes we second guess what we are doing. We lose trust in the process and question if we are even on the right path at all. Know this, you are on the right path. Keep going, keep believing, keep remembering that you made a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling in every area of your life. Even if you can't see it, that doesn't mean it's not real. Today's soul action. Today, search for all the ways you are aligned with your soul's purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next steps. Okay, for some of you, like if you're single, I feel like you might be sitting here wondering why this happened. Like, you know, like why you are struggling or having a challenge of finding somebody who can just treat you the way that you want to be treated. Why you're aligning with people or giving your time to people who have these walls up and won't just like be open and be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you might be questioning, for some of you in particular, not everyone, but you could be just like questioning your love life and just wondering like, why am I getting the same type of person? Or why did that happen to me? Why did they treat me like that when I've been so nurturing and loving to them? Why couldn't they give me it back? But I'll tell you this, because I've learned this as well. Hermit is, you know, just wisdom that just comes through when you're in solitude, okay? So what I've learned about that is it's not about you. When you love somebody or give so much to somebody and they just can't reciprocate that, it's giving more does not open them up. It's something within them, their own selves, that they have to confront, that they have to balance out. Okay? They have to, you know, open up to themselves. They have to be open to receive, because it doesn't matter how much you give. If they don't have the capacity to receive it, then it just doesn't change the situation. There's something they have to do on their own. Okay? 5 of Swords. So I just want you to know that if you're in that space where you're questioning why Spirit is putting you in these situations, you know, of people that just can't give you what you want and all that, it's an opportunity for you to love, or an opportunity for you to direct that back to yourself and nurture yourself. Look at all these flowers right here. They're so beautiful. Look at that. But yeah. Okay. You know, seriously, good luck on your journey. I want to come back to this card for a minute. Yeah, today search for all the ways you are aligned with your soul's purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next steps. Okay, I just wanted to bring it back to this. So you've got, you know, your yellow energy, your sun energy coming back into your vision here, picking up on this sun, picking up on focusing more on your soul's purpose and what you're actually aligned with. Okay. Well, so thank you for tuning into this reading, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Seriously, good luck on your journey. Hope you've got some good messages from here, and take care.